Welcome to Toffee Blue View, your source for all things Everton. I'm Jerry. With me I have David and Max, and we're going to talk about some transfer rumors. All right? Just like we do every week, because there's always new ones. All right? And sometimes some are more advanced than others. Not unlike this apparently nice guy that plays for Besiktas. All right? Cenk Tosun. All right? We are apparently very close to signing this guy. Guys, let's hold him and save him for last, though. All right? Let's go through the looser links, just ramble through them, and then let's get in depth about Cenk Tosun. Got to work on saying that right. All right, so First one that's been in the news more than the others, Steven Nzonzi. All right? Big Sam's talked about him a few times. Possibly about 25 million for him, but the release clause is closer to 40 million euros. Yeah, it's weird because if we are interested in him, that means we're getting rid of one of our D mids. All right, which I think we'd be fine with, right? Depends on who it is.
I think that's pretty obvious now, isn't it? Because I feel like we spoke about this not so long ago, and we were like, well, he's not really a priority for us, but, you know, if someone goes, then yeah, and that clearly that's what's going to happen, otherwise it make no sense for anything else. My money's on Schneiderlin. I know he's kind of got back in the side and stuff, but I still feel like this, or maybe McCarthy.
I've heard a lot of people saying Schneiderlin, a lot.
I think I think if it is to happen, it will be Schneiderlin that goes. I don't particularly want it to happen because I am a fan of Schneiderlin. So it does just feel like one of them unnecessary transfers where money would feel better invested elsewhere.
Yeah. Although we don't know what money we're going to get for Schneiderlin, do we?
Yeah.
Maybe if they could line up something similar. But clearly, there's just a sour taste, isn't it, from this whole debacle over the past 2 months with Schneiderlin. So.
Yeah, I think the main thing with this transfer is I think he's better than most of the other options at the position. You know, that's why. I feel like he's like Schneiderlin, except a little faster, and he goes forward more. That would be good. Next, this guy's out of Ligue 1, Karl Toko Ekambi from Angers. He's 25 years old. He's got 9 goals in 16 appearances, 3 assists. He plays both center forward and winger. Most of his goals clearly are from center forward. He's a pretty strong guy. He holds on to the ball well. Decent passer. I mean, I feel like not many people know much about him. I think he was in the second division last season. I think this is his first season in Ligue 1. All right. So people are starting to mention him more, right? Which is odd because that would be sort of a second center forward we'd possibly be purchasing.
I feel like that's the kind of rumor that develops when somebody's new into a top division and has a good return of goals or just good form, and then immediately transfer talk starts about a big move to the English Premier League, and I think that's maybe what that is. I'd be surprised if anything comes of that one.
Yeah.
Here's why.
Plus I know fuck all about him as well.
Here's why I wouldn't be totally surprised, and it's Steve Walsh. You know, Walsh is known for dipping into Ligue 1. You know, he does that. He finds these players that are in foreign leagues doing well. Now, whether or not he always succeeds at this, that is up for debate. All right, but I would not be surprised if this is a genuine link. Because it's very Steve Walsh Moneyball.
Yeah, as you say, it is a Walsh thing because I can't really remember the last time Everton went for someone in France. But, you know, it'd be interesting to see how that relationship develops, really, because I think if he is going to be in the position for a long term, I can't see it being a league and a country that he goes to frequently.
Yeah.
So is France a connection for Steve Walsh, or were we just going off like the likes of Mahrez, and did Kante come from there as well, didn't he? That right? Yeah.
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 I wasn't purposely trying to catch anyone out there. I just don't know myself. So yeah, I assume maybe a scouting network might be friends.
Yeah.
So you're right.
Yeah, I think that's what it is really, because obviously head scout at Leicester.
And
So-
he did apparently attend a game last week. He attended Lille. So and when Walsh shows up, there's clearly somebody on the squad. There's a center back at Lille he's interested in. We talked about him last week. Go watch that video. But yeah. Anyway, it does seem like he feels like deals are to be had in France. All right. So yeah, might be real, might not. Next, Joe Bryan, Bristol City, left back. Everybody's going nuts about this kid because he apparently scored a stunning goal against Man U in the Cup. 24 years old, a young possible successor to Leighton Baines.
Definitely, yeah.
No idea.
I'd be a big fan if it did happen. Obviously he said he has got an eye for goal, as he did prove against Man United of all teams. He gets up and down quick. It just, as you say, it just does seem like the ideal successor for Leighton Baines. So hopefully it is an avenue that we explore.
What I liked about that goal was the actual build-up play that he was involved in. It was fantastic. Probably most people watching have seen it, but if not watched the goal, it's a great goal. But yeah, I'd be chuffed with that. My only concern is because of where he is and the hype around him, I just think loads of clubs are going to be in for him. So it could then become, you'd have to pay stupid money to get him. And is he worth that? I'm not too sure. I kind of feel like that type of player, you want to get them under the radar before other people start noticing him. But yeah, he would be a great player.
I wonder if that goal tacked on like 10 million onto his price.
Easy. I mean, I don't know if you were saying that as a joke, but that is.
No, I was being serious. It sounds like a joke, but I think it's possible.
Yeah.
That's probably the tag that he'll carry with his. He's that lad that scored against Man United in the cup. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree.
So yeah, very possible, but hard to say. Hard to say if it's actually going to happen. Again, those three, it's hard to say whether or not they're realistic at all. We can't tell yet. Last one before we get to Cenk Tosun. Today, a connection, and I have no idea where this connection came from, guys. Apparently, we have called Atletico Madrid. We've contacted them about...
I'm done. That's it. I'm out of this one.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm done. Yeah.
Ooh.
Nico Gaitan. All right, speedy little winger from Argentina. He's kind of he's an attack-minded player. Gets up the field quickly. I don't know a whole lot about his durability. He can get us a lot of assists. Supposedly, the teams we're interested with along who would join us in this interest. I think it's possible if those are the only teams. All right, I think West Ham is one of them. Yeah, it could be a thing. Could actually happen. But I have not seen one credible source connecting us with him yet. You know?
He was good. I watched a bit of him when he was at Benfica, and he was really a player that caught the eye at Benfica. He struggled, kind of, I felt, at Atletico purely because of the calibre of players that they have over at Atletico. And, he's kind of another one of those players where he is flexible and that he can play on the wing and he can play behind the forward. So it's just kind of that balance of where do you get the best out of him if we are even interested. But yeah, definitely that would be a player that I'd go after.
Yeah.
He reminds me of... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go on. Yeah. Go on. Guys, just so polite on this video.
Because normally when we're not on camera, David's like, shut up, I'm talking.
Yeah, this is how the video is going to go. And if you pipe up again when I'm speaking, we are going to fall out. And it just gets really awkward. And then the video comes on, we all go, hey, all right, it's a new video. And the minute it goes off, we just don't speak again until we start recording.
Everyone,
See, we were normally going to save that for the tell-all book.
I don't know if Max is saying they hate me or hate you, Jerry, but it's probably both, to be fair.
I think it was like you all, as in you too. It's nice.
There's some big egos on this show, let me tell you.
Yeah, that's sort of true. No, I don't know. This guy, if we're getting back on Gaitan, he reminds me a little bit of Irving Lozano that we talked about the other day, the Mexican player. Except I feel like this guy maybe a little bit more sturdy, not quite as slight. And I feel like he's more proven, but he would cost way less. It's a strange one. It seems like it would be a serious deal, and it would be a name for us. That's why I keep thinking it's not going to happen, is because he has this well-respected name. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I can't get behind this yet because I just don't know. I haven't seen anything super credible.
Here's my philosophy, right? I believe when Everton decided that they were going to invest a lot of money and kind of be battle with the top sides again, I think they pulled the club out the hat, a big name, and it was Atletico Madrid. And now they decided that somehow they don't know what it is or who it is, but they're going to take something from Atletico Madrid. So first they wanted to fight with Atletico Madrid for Costa. Then they wanted Diego Simeone from Atletico Madrid. Now they want him. And I think they'll just end up taking an Atletico Madrid themed teapot or something, bring it over, and then we can carry on with actual normal transfer business. And that's my hope. Or at least my idea.
That is David's ITK knowledge for all you people out there.
Yeah.
He's hit up. Just like all the other ITK people, he's got a mate who works at Finch Farm. Yeah.
Everyone got a mate at Finch Farm.
Yep, everybody does. That's what.
The problem is they all cut the grass or clean the dishes.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say a caterer, but yeah, that all works.
That's it.
So now that we've gotten the more tenuous connections out of the way, let's get to the very, very strong connection. Earlier this week, Turkish media was inundated with stories that Everton were seriously interested in Cenk Tosun. I did not know what to believe because I've seen some very dodgy links come out of Turkish media. So I wasn't sure. I mean, I remember, was it last year or a year before we were linked to Wesley Sneijder? That happened a couple of times, and I was like, okay. And then I got to the point where I wasn't sure if I could believe them. Obviously, sometimes they're going to get things right, and they're going to be more trusted sources than others. But I still refused to believe anything. It kept coming. It kept coming. It got stronger and stronger. So yeah, and now it seems he's played a farewell match yesterday, and that he is apparently going to be flying in to Finch Farm to finalize this. And apparently Steve Walsh is on a plane right now to go to Turkey to make this happen. All right. Also, for those of you who haven't been keeping score, Cenk Tosun is a striker, center forward, but also plays on the wing from Beşiktaş in Turkey. Okay? Yeah. Some of the head people at Beşiktaş came out and said there hasn't been a bid. It's not official. This thing is not done. What is going on? So, let's not talk about whether or not this is going to happen. All right? Because we don't know. Let's talk about his viability in the Premier League for Everton. All right? Because we can't predict all that other stuff. Okay? I'm going to rattle off some stats. You guys, pipe in whenever you want to. This season, he's got 12 goals in 17 appearances, and that includes his 4 goals in Champions League. And he's got some serious highlights, all right, in terms of crazy outside of the box. The one against Porto is insane.
Champions League goal of the season last year, I believe.
That one against Benfica, is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Last season, in 2016-2017, he had 27 goals in 51 appearances, and that includes 7 assists. Strengths, I mean, he's strong on the ball. He's good. He's a clinical finisher. He's great at aerial duels. He's good hold-up play, but he's not particularly pacey. He's only 6 foot, so he's not as tall as Giroud or Benteke. However, Cavani's 6 foot. So to be a good hold-up striker, you don't necessarily have to be gigantic. All right?
Nope.
Yeah, so What do we think here?
I'm a big fan purely because of obviously of what I've seen. He seems like a really intelligent player in that he utilises space to the best of his ability, whether that's a time in his run or waiting just his link up play seems good, and that kind of makes me think whether we're going to drop a defense if he does come in. Obviously, if we're going to drop the two holding midfielders and maybe put him up front with Calvert-Lewin, because I feel like if the two of them play together, and I think a lot of this hinges on whether he's able to adapt to the Premier League. I think that's the biggest question. We found this out. Even Sam's brought it up with Sandro in his press conference this morning. He literally outed Sandro, saying he hasn't adapted to the Premier League. So, given that Tosun adapts to the Prem, I think he could be a great partner for Calvert-Lewin, and that they can kind of just vibe off each other, because he seemed quite quick feet as well, which I think would be really good in terms of quick 1-2s, getting in behind. So there's a lot of anticipation, but as an Evertonian, you refuse to get ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to touch on it, but you hit the nail on the head there. It's so hard to get excited over these signings when Ramirez was just a prime example of it just not working out. I mean, on paper, he looked a fantastic signing, and then it didn't turn out like that. But what I do like is the fact that he's been so prolific. So as prolific as you can be for Besiktas in the Champions League, I think can really squash those arguments of whether he can do it against better teams, because he's proven he can. But it's not always about doing it against the bigger teams as such, is it? Because over here, it's just a different game. The whole thing, it's different conditions. You might be playing big teams, but then the lesser teams, it's very physical. So yeah, it's great because we need that target man, and we need that signing and the guy who can hold things up. And because Calvert-Lewin's done a great job of kind of filling in that role and doing the best he can, but we just know it's not his best trait at all, is it? So yeah, I think if he could have him alongside him now, I think it's what we've been screaming out for the whole season, really.
It is nice to possibly bring in someone who is a good one-touch finisher and can win some headers. He's clearly been solid at that. Now, I don't know if he's played against the same size of center backs consistently in Turkey. I'm not sure. As far as either strength or height, I just don't know. I don't know enough about the Turkish league. I don't. I will say that I think the consistency of strong center backs is going to be stronger in Premier League. There's just going to be more of them. All right. I think Premier League is one of the strongest, most physical leagues in the world, if not the most. Right. So it is going to be different for him. It's going to take him a little while if he comes. It's nice. The idea of that's what I've been asking for the whole time. I want some kind of striker who can finish in the air, get on the end of those Gylfi Sigurdsson dead balls. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
No one knows whether or not he can play in this league. No one. All right? That's what I see the most of. There's people saying in there, he's not what we need. He plays in a no-mark league, blah, blah, blah. All right? Which, number one, is pretty disrespectful to the Turkish league. It is. All right. However, because the term no mark is just really negative. But however, we do know that Premier League is overall a stronger league, top to bottom. But no one knows whether or not he's going to succeed. No one.
I mean, think about Besiktas. I mean, Besiktas probably, if not the biggest side in Turkey. So the level of pressure that comes along with that, obviously, he mustn't be a stranger to having pressure on his shoulders. So if the move does go ahead, it wouldn't surprise me if he took to the Premier League a lot quicker than, say, what Sandro has.
Yeah, I think it says a lot about a player when a fan base is so disappointed and devastated. Would probably be a better way to see him leave. Because once again, Besiktas, similar to the argument we had about Klaassen, I know it hasn't worked out for them, but Besiktas, they do know good football because they watch it on Champions League every season, or at least Europe of some form, even if it's Europa League. So they do see some great sides. They're not just almost stuck in this bubble of just watching Turkish League football every week. So they'll know a good play when they see one, and for them to be speaking so highly of him and being disappointed that he leaves maybe does say something about the play himself.
I think it speaks huge volumes. I think you guys are totally right. And inevitably, I mean, there are probably a lot of Besiktas supporters that are going to watch this video. All right? So hello to you, and thank you for watching our video or listening to our podcast. All right?
Yeah. Nice one, Besiktas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Besiktas. Or something like that.
You know how many Besiktas supporters have gone onto Twitter and all over the place, and they're so supportive of Everton now. They're wishing Cenk Tosun good luck. They're wishing us good luck. I mean, it is not. We mentioned it off camera, but it's like the exact opposite of the way we treated Lukaku. All right, which number one, that does say something about the player, but also about their supporters. They're ridiculously, they're awesome supporters. They're loud.
Yeah.
You know,
and they hate Liverpool as well. So yes. I feel like we've got a common enemy there. So they can come down to County Road anytime for the drink, can't they?
So I'm supportive of this move. I do think he represents a little more risk than an Olivier Giroud would. I do. And he just does. That's the way it is. However, he's a little bit younger than Giroud. You know? So he would potentially be with us for more years.
Is the problem now with that Giroud move that we were so keen on in the summer? He's hardly kicked the ball all year, which means probably the second half of the season is going to be a write-off as well because he's not match fit. Mm-hmm. And then he's another year older for the season ahead, isn't he? So, I mean, I did want Giroud, but I didn't anticipate the lack of football he would play at Arsenal this year. And now it is actually a game changer for me in terms of Everton going in again for them. I probably wouldn't like to see it.
So yeah. Overall, the move is a risk, but I think if you look at his stats, I mean, he had 27 goals last season. 27.
Doesn't matter what league it is, it takes some doing, doesn't it?
It really does. And granted, you got to think about it. Besiktas is one of the strongest squads in Turkey. All right, there are so much competition for goals. When you're in a good team, it's tougher to score all the goals. You know, it's easier. You remember Sigurdsson playing for Swansea? He got tons of goals. When he played for Spurs, not as many. When he plays for us, it's not as many. You know, so I think if he ends up coming, because I don't want to jinx the move, right? I think he could be a player that comes with some risk, and he's gotten us a hell of a lot more supporters in Turkey.
Yeah.
So that's just badass. Just saying. All right. So guys, fingers crossed that the Tosun move actually happens. And for those of you who disagree with the Tosun move, yeah, it's pretty impossible to argue against you. It is.
Just wait and see. You know, that's all you can say.
So
yeah.
All right. So I think we've given this enough time because we've been filming for 24 minutes. That's our transfer rumors, and that's our Cenk Tosun thoughts. If you're digging the videos, please subscribe. For all you Turkish viewers out there, please subscribe. We'd love to have you, because if he signs, we're going to be talking about him a lot. All right? And we're going to be watching a little bit more Besiktas when we can. I would.
Yeah.
I definitely.
What we'll do is, if Everton don't get back in Europe next year, we'll just go to all Besiktas' away days and we'll just meet them instead.
That would be awesome. So drop us a subscription, drop us a like, drop us a comment. We'd love to interact and talk about Tosun. Check out David's stuff on the Toffee Blues website and on the Sportsman. Check out Max's stuff, his articles on the Toffee Blues website. Okay, we've still got more to do, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna stop recording now. Talk to you later. Bye.